What's up, sitters? This is Tyler Rolfe along with Joey Edge.
Sitters, what's good?
And Chris isn't here, so face reveal.
So Tyler Rolfe in the house,
I tip my hat.
as you should. You should actually turn your hat around so people can see your face. Thank you. That is much better. It's the lighting.
I'm El Capitan around here. If I wear my hat like this, that's how we're going to wear it.
AJ in the chat. We are here. FSU is number 4 in the playoffs. Tigers are in the playoffs. Life is good.
That's right.
That is correct, my friend.
We're going to go off the rails immediately here.
Oh,
Do you
I
remember
love
the
it.
movie A Night at the Roxbury with Will
Yeah.
Ferrell?
Yes.
Remember when I did he tipped his hat like this? Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Good stuff.
And who do you
stuff.
think that guy was? My flag. I was waiting for Chris. Christopher, we are praying for Kelsey. Hope she gets feeling better.
Jay Kennedy, I will apologize in advance for all the homer takes I have to get off tonight. Steinrock, the Cavs have my family held hostage. Need thoughts and prayers. Same, brother.
All right.
Waylon's in the chat. Big fan.
Man,
Big
we
fan.
got a bunch of people in the chat. Sitters, we appreciate you. It's going to be a little different without Chris here tonight. We were going to miss Chris. He's in the chat. So y'all, you guys have like an interesting opportunity here to like message Chris directly and talk with him.
Good times.
And you know who else you could talk with directly?
Talk to me.
John Woodley of JW Weaponry. They are the premier gun store in the South, and they are always loaded.
That is very good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Like I never missed a beat.
that's true. Give them a call. 386-243-8587 is the number to JW Weaponry. And I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Hunting season, full effect. Let's ride. Go get some ammo, guns, whatever you need. John Woodley's got you guaranteed. Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
Did you have a good weekend?
I did. We went down to Vero Beach Friday night, watched a little high school football. Not the result that we wanted, but
Yep.
it is what it is. It's life. Got up the next morning, helped Lindsay's grandmother and grandfather move just from Branford to another place in Branford. So it was a busy weekend, but it was a good weekend.
Busy weekend, but good weekend. Yeah, you invited me over to have some wings on Sunday.
I did.
How were
I
those
invited
wings?
Chris too.
I was going to say, I hope you invited Chris too, because this is going to get awkward really quick.
Yeah, I did. They were really good.
What kind did you make?
I fried some.
Oh, I haven't been here for the fried.
Yeah, I fried some. I grilled some buffalo, some garlic parm. Yeah, tossed the fried ones in some buffalo.
One day you're going to get a food truck.
I
I've been talking about this for 3 years, sitters. If you don't know, I've been trying to convince Joey to start a food truck where every day of the week he cooks something different. Because every other food truck, it's like the same thing every time.
brother, it may be sooner rather than later that happens.
Ooh, talk to me. Actually, don't. Don't talk to me about that.
It was a missed opportunity by you, Chris. Not only for the wings, and yes, it was a long weekend for you as well. I'm aware, but just I like your family probably more than I like you. So would have been fun to hang out with the fam. I'm kidding. I love Chris. One of my best friends in the entire world.
So, Joey,
Yes.
Chris asked, how we doing Pick'em this week?
Pick 'em. Yeah, Chris went 3-1. Good week for Chris.
Dude, I'm about tired of Chris doing well in Pick'em again.
Yeah, the
about
only
tired.
game he missed was his Knowles actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. And then I went 3-1 as well. Tyler. Nope. Yep. Nope.
He kind of did it.
Not great. Tyler went 2-2.
2-2. Yeah, that's mid.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
We got the rain.
Little rain on the parade. So yeah, we got a really.
Did you say how you did?
Yeah, I went 3-1. Me and Chris both went 3-1.
There we go. Fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks. Big fan of the fireworks. God, I love this. What is this? I don't remember.
I think that's lasers, isn't it?
Is that lasers? It is lasers.
Dude, me, you, and Charlie Cowan have a great story about lasers.
Man, I
that
wish
we're
Charlie,
not going to share on this
I wish
show.
Charlie was in the chat as we speak.
He might be.
Yeah.
Shout out Charlie Cowan. Great guy.
He was in the chat last week, so he may
was.
be there.
He
this
tries.
week.
He usually hops in for about the first half of the show.
Yeah.
And then I think we put him to sleep.
So like 2 weeks ago at Brian's daughter's wedding reception, I was talking to Charlie, and he's like, "Yeah, somebody asked me not too long ago if I had seen you lately." And he's like, "Yeah, I see him every Wednesday, but I haven't talked to him in a long time."
Charlie, what a guy.
But yeah, AJ, Chris took FSU last week, and they did not cover. So I don't know.
The curse
I
is
don't
back.
know. The curse. Yeah, they didn't lose. They just didn't cover.
Well, Chris, are you
Anyways.
gonna put your picks in the chat? We're gonna throw them up right now. Is that you're good with that?
Yeah, Chris putting his picks in the chat. Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna throw
Has
them up
to.
right now. We got 4 games as always: Michigan at Penn, Tennessee at Mizzou, Miami at Florida State. Golly, I wish Chris was here to give us his takes on that. Florida at LSU. I'm glad he's not here to give us those takes.
Oh boy.
Oh
Same.
boy.
Same. All right.
How
So
you
there's
gonna
there's a lot of good games. We had a issue picking just 4 of them. So we're gonna pick more obviously after the initial 4.
Yes, sir.
But yeah. So first one, Michigan at Penn State. Penn State is plus 4.5. Michigan's got a lot of stuff going on right now. Where are you at on this, Tyler?
I am going to pick Michigan literally only because my uncle is. I think he may be at this game. He lives in Michigan. He's a huge Michigan fan.
Big Wolverine fan, huh?
So I'm actually going to be rooting for Michigan this week, unfortunately.
I don't like
Go
that.
Go Big Blue.
Don't say that out loud.
Go Big Blue.
Don't say it out loud.
Go Big Blue.
I
Who do you
have,
have?
so one of our premier players,
Christopher
parents,
picked Michigan too. My guy.
is a big Michigan fan, and I love the guy. He's one of my favorite people on earth. Wonderful human being, big Michigan fan, and he's trying real hard on Facebook to defend his Wolverines. Every day it's a new thing, and he's trying to defend
Just
them.
own it. Just
And I'm
own it,
like,
Big Blue.
I just can't.
Just own it. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I think there's a lot going on at Michigan. I think they win by a field goal.
Okay, so we got Penn covering. Even when Chris isn't here, but this side's strong.
Yeah, 17-14, low scoring defensive battle. Yeah, going Penn State.
That sounds terrible. What time's that game at? Is that a night game?
I don't know.
I should have asked that beforehand.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me look.
I agree, Jake. Penn State's offense is awful. They're so bad. Just so much going on. High noon.
Oh, it's a noon kick.
Oof.
Yeah, I like Michigan even more now.
Yeah, I do too, actually. Nah, I've already picked it. It doesn't matter.
Chris on the under.
Hey,
Yeah.
me too, Chris.
Yep.
All right, next game. Tennessee at Missouri. Line's a little weird to me on this one.
Super weird. We were talking about this pre-show. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. What do you think? I picked first class game.
Yeah, I mean, we know how I feel about Tennessee. The only
Oh,
thing
we do.
Yeah, the only
You
thing
haven't
I
been
think
beating
here,
this nail week after week.
the only thing with this is Missouri's defense. I don't know that they pose a threat to stop Tennessee. Like, I don't think Joe Milton is good, but I think you do have to have something to stop him and that offense. And I just don't know that Missouri has that. But I don't think Tennessee can stop Missouri either. Take the over, first of all. It's probably 74, 75 and a half, something like that. I'm taking Missouri. Give me the home team. Home dog. Always love a good home dog.
So Chris is also on Mizzou, and I got to tell you, this is one of those classic fading myself type of picks. Like, I love Mizzou plus 1.5, so I'm going to take Tennessee minus 1.5.
Yeah.
Try to get a game on you guys.
That makes sense.
I'm on a little bit of a skid here, trying to correct the course of the ship. Course correct.
Interesting choice of words. I'm trying to find
Cool
out.
as a cucumber.
Don't do that again. we're done with that train. I'm trying to find
Ringo
out.
Mizzou by 20. I don't hate that.
Oh, it's only 58 and a half?
That makes you terrified. Now you want to go Tennessee, don't you?
No, that doesn't have any effect on the game, like
Mm-hmm.
sidewise for me. I just don't see that being like. Is there a hurricane that I don't know about hitting Missouri?
I don't know if they get hurricanes, but I think they get twisters though.
That's so weird. I
Twister,
don't
great
understand
movie.
that at all. You said Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's so weird. Take the over. 58 and a half. I'm on the over. What about you, Chris? Over? Yes? Good call.
Miami at Florida State. Florida State a 14.5 point favorite.
I'm going to let you go first.
I'm gonna let you go first.
I'll go first because you're going first with Florida.
I mean, that's fine. I
Yeah.
mean, we know what we're doing here.
So, Florida State has had a bit of the injury bug lately with Keon Coleman, Johnny Wilson, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They both practiced today. Johnny Wilson's a go. He's playing against Miami. I know that. Or I feel certain. I don't know that. I'm pretty sure that that's the case.
All 6'7".
All 6'7" of Johnny Wilson's playing. Keon is a little bit more of a mystery. Word around town is he's not moving great right now, so that's not a good thing.
No.
14.5 is a lot. Miami can win the battle in the trenches, which scares me a little bit, but I just think the FSU is just better. I think they're a better coach. I think they're a better football team. I think they have better players.
I really thought you were going to pick Miami there, and I was going to get a free game on you. Florida State wins by a lot. Like, I don't even think it's going to be close. I really don't.
I need Chris to put his pick in. On
Jake
that
Kennedy, we know what he's
chat.
doing. Jake Kennedy, Miami to cover. Waylon, Miami covers. They go wide right this time. Give me FSU.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I don't actually like that.
Jake, do you think it's going to be a close game? You got Miami to cover, so I guess kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it got to be a two-touchdown.
Got to be at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, or less.
Christopher's not putting his pick in the chat, which either means something's going on at the house, or he's really trying hard to pick. He can't pick Miami.
Yeah.
He picked Miami.
I knew he would. I almost wrote it down for him. I knew that was coming. I ain't mad at him for that. All right, Florida LSU.
Florida LSU. Oh my
14 and a half
gosh,
is too
this is
much.
like the fakest. I have to pick Florida, but I don't believe in it whatsoever.
All right, so what if Jaden Daniels isn't playing?
I don't know anything about LSU's backup. Literally nothing. I know as much about him as your great aunt.
Move that heart. What does that say? Yeah, Miami.
Yeah, Miami covering is a 100-unit bet. I don't know why the heart's there.
I don't know why the heart's there either.
It's a very confusing heart situation.
I don't like Maxwell and Waylon both being on Miami in the cover.
Yeah.
I don't know, Chris. I'm not 100% sure if Daniels is playing or not. Last I read, he was very legitimately questionable.
I'm picking Florida regardless.
I'm picking LSU regardless. Florida's in such turmoil.
I agree they're in such turmoil. I'll say this. I think if there's one game that they would love to win, I think they'd rather beat LSU right now more than FSU.
No shot.
You don't think so?
No. LSU's playing for absolutely nothing right now. Florida State's trying to play for national title. Which one's the season would you rather end?
I guess so, but
Yeah.
it's just so much fun to be LSU at LSU.
I know you have your reasons, Maxwell, and I need you to tell me this in a text message or something to that
Jake
nature.
Kennedy's got some explanation here. Florida covers LSU's rush defense is awful. It's close to the 100 rush defense in the country. Florida keeps it on the ground and keeps it close. I mean, that's pretty much exactly what I said, isn't it? I'm kidding.
Yes, LSU's rush defense is awful, and I don't think LSU's their secondary is awful. Like everything about LSU on defense is awful. And do we really trust Billy Napier to go in to Death Valley at night and call a good enough game to keep it close? I don't know. I really don't know.
This is a zero shot.
Because and even if that happens, like Florida's still going to have to get a stop or two at some point because they're going to get stopped 2 or 3 times. So then that means they have to get a stop at some point, and I just don't know that I trust. I hate Chris. I just don't know that I trust that.
I think Chris is drinking some of that Tylenol.
Yeah, no kidding. Is the backup for LSU better? Absolutely not. He's actually really bad. I can't remember his name for anything in the world right now.
What does this line tell you about who Vegas think is going to be the quarterback?
Well, it started at 16, and now it's down to 13.5.
Okay, so we're thinking not Jaden Daniels.
Garrett Nussmeier.
Never heard of her.
Doug Nussmeier's son. He was the OC at Florida a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that?
I'm in for that. And then we'll go into a little bit more detail later on about Florida LSU. Not much because we kind of covered it a little bit there. But
all right, there's some other games. Let's blitz through these pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Utah at Washington. Washington minus 9.5. It's got to be Washington for me.
It just feels like such a weird line.
Yes, it does.
I feel like it should be 2 touchdowns. 14, 14.5, 15, 16 maybe. And 9.5 just seems like the weirdest number. So for that reason alone, I'm taking Utah. I don't believe it. I think Washington's 9.5 points better, but the line doesn't make sense to me at all.
0.
None. So give me Utah.
Ole Miss at Georgia.
Ole Miss.
Georgia. Okay. 10.5. Ole Miss is getting.
Ole Miss.
Do
I
you
really
this
think
is an upset spot.
I really think Ole Miss may win outright.
I would love that.
I really do. Because Missouri is really good. I really believe Missouri's good, but I don't think they're ready to take that step just yet. I think Ole Miss is ready to take that step. And
What's the difference?
They've been doing this for 3 years now with Lane.
Ole Miss playing the upset card. Yeah. They do play that card a lot.
And so I think they're ready to take that next step to for them to get to that next level.
I agree with you. Ole Miss.
Do you think they went outright?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I love it. Big fan.
I just think they. I don't know. UGA's been playing a little bit better lately. They beat a tough Mizzou team. I don't know. USC at Oregon. Oregon minus 15. Give me the Ducks.
Big.
Give me the Ducks over those crybabies.
Hottie toddy. Big fan of that.
Yes.
Bro, I don't know about this game either. I think the firing of Alex Grinch, the defensive coordinator at Southern Cal, I really think they may win this game outright.
Who?
USC.
Okay. You are entitled to your own opinion.
USC goes into Autzen Stadium.
Chris said the over.
Yeah, I think that's true too. Yeah, give me USC outright here.
Wow. Anybody else got USC outright?
No, nobody's that dumb. Stop it. There's only two idiots in this world, and I'm two of them.
You know who's not dumb at all?
Who?
Who do you think?
Brian Dix, Brian Swartz.
Brian. My guy, Brian.
Yeah.
I want you to know that we brought up the milk conversation to Brian.
Yes.
Brian is very anti-ice and milk.
Oh, I'm very aware. We've had this conversation.
He's a brilliant man.
He is. He is that. He also runs the best sporting goods store in and around the Florida area.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say the Lake City area, but that's way too little of an area.
You know what? I'm going to take over. I have a personal anecdote about Brian.
Okay.
So, over the weekend, my wife and daughter went up to New York City for a baby shower. And so it's just me and little guy at home. He's like 3. And he's at that age where he's wanting to start playing t-ball and stuff like that. Like he runs around in cleats. Mm-hmm. It's great. I didn't have like a tee or balls. Maybe I'm a terrible dad. I don't know. The glove he had was pink because it was like Ella's, right? So
all right, now we're starting to border the terrible dad part.
I redeem myself here quickly.
Okay.
Through Brian. So I call him about 5:25. I'm like, hey man, I know you have a bunch of stuff. Do you happen to have like t-ball stuff too? Like I know you have like baseball gear for older kids, but
right.
like how low do you go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, dude, of course, I got it. He's like, you on your way? I'm like, I'm on my way. So me and Reed head up to the shop. Brian's there, Amy's there. Brian walks me around. He's like, man, you could get this one or this one. He's trying to help Reed pick out a glove. You know, we get the glove, we go look at the bats, and I'm like, Brian, don't show him the bats. Dude, they have big barrels for t-ball players now.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Well, they have like 3-year-old travel leagues, so
That's,
I made that up, but it's close.
I don't know that
it's
you did.
not far off.
I don't know that you did.
It's not far off.
Got him a couple balls, space balls, got a tee, and I'm going to check out. And I'm like, what you guys up to? They're like, oh, just waiting to close up. And I was
They
like,
close at 5:30.
did not know this.
Right.
Did not know this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh. I felt terrible. Immediately I started apologizing. Of course, Brian and Amy, just as nice as possible.
Yeah.
You know.
Because
They
they're
were
great
like,
people.
you know,
Great people.
we do this all the time.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Brian. I appreciate you.
For sure. Give him a call, 755-0570. He'll take care of all your sporting good needs. Anything you need, shirts, hats, jerseys, anything. I promise he's going to take care of it. He'll treat you right. And he'll treat you as good as any human will treat anybody else. I promise that. But yeah, go see him.
That's
also,
right.
shout out Ricky Hewitt in the chat.
Oof.
First time, I believe. I don't know that I've ever seen it. I don't know that we've had a Ricky Hewitt sighting in the chat on Wednesday night. So I'm excited about that.
Love
I
it.
like home games at Columbia High School. He typically sits just to my right. Love it. He's
love
he's
that.
one of the clock operators up there usually. Him and old Leonard Federico, good people, great people actually. Love them.
I love it. I love it.
Yep.
All right. Florida got waxed. Moving on. We've got a Miami preview. I'm kidding. Sadly.
I do want to ask you, what is it? What is that loss and the way it happened? What does it do for you? How does it make you feel? So like in the moment, I had a lot of feelings in that moment.
I will offer 2 points, a negative side and a positive side.
Mm-hmm.
Negative side, you can't lose that bad. You didn't lose like that bad.
Right.
You got beaten overtime. You can't lose to that Arkansas team at home knowing that it's your last winnable game. You can't. On the positive side, we're going to get to see what Billy Napier can do with a team that just got beat, that's feeling pretty down. We're going to get to see if he can still get them to go on game day. I think that's important. How do you address a loss? How do you come back from a loss when your season's basically over now? I don't think anyone in that locker room, I could be totally wrong, truly expects to go into Death Valley at night and win. So we'll see what they look like. I think we've talked about energy being something of concern in this Florida team in weeks past. And that was coming off, that was playing the biggest game of the year in Georgia. Now you come home, play Arkansas, you get beat in overtime. That's a demoralizing defeat.
Mm-hmm.
How can you react? How do you respond to that? So looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. I saw on Twitter somebody asked, it's kind of a big time Twitter /X Twix. We'll call it a Twix. Twitter /X.
I haven't heard that one yet. That's really good.
I can't.
Hold on. This is completely unrelated. The Twix ice cream bar. Oh, life changing. It's your fault. Go ahead.
All right. But somebody asked like realistic expectations after don't let emotions get in the way. This is 2 days later. What are your realistic expectations? How long does he last? And does he deserve to last as long as you think he lasts? And the first probably 15 to 20 responses I read, and then I stopped reading, were all pretty similar, like 4 to 5 years minimum. You got to give him a chance to get his entire cycle, like senior through freshman, all in there. And
coordinators give them some time.
It was pretty resounding, actually, and it surprised me a lot, especially coming from our fan base, because it's, woo, Lord, you never know what you're getting with our fan base.
People are clinging to something positive, maybe,
but they haven't been.
I know,
and so that's the thing.
But now it's like over.
I mean, yeah, no, it is. My gripe again is the little things that go on that just don't bode well. Like the clock management at the end was so bad, man. Like there's zero chance that you run the fire drill out there with the field goal team. Like everybody on planet Earth knows that you go spike the ball, you have 7 seconds left, you don't have to rush anybody out there. Everything's easy, everything's good. You kick a nice easy 38 whatever yard field goal, you win the game.
Everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy. Now they're not extremely happy in the moment, but again, 2-3 days later, at the end of the day, at that point, you're 6-4, 6-3, whatever it is.
Yep.
So I just don't see any adjustments being made with special teams. And Jake alluded to that in the comments as well.
Do you mean, just for clarification, like in the game or game to game?
Both.
Yeah.
But mainly game to game. Like, I don't know. Go back up to Jake's. Yeah, did the Napier press conference this week change some things for you regarding the loss? No, because I understand that he says what he has to say. Like, I get that. Like, I understand that he can't throw certain people under the bus. He could, and he probably should, but it's not professional. And he's a pretty professional guy. Like, he's gonna go about things the right way. My only issue with it is, are you making said people take accountability for their actions, and are you taking accountability for having those people in the positions that they're in when they probably don't deserve to be in those positions as a staff? You know what I mean? And right now, as of this moment, he's yet to do that.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest issue with Napier. I love the way he goes about the day-to-day activities. I love the way he's organized. I love the recruiting. Like, everything's good except for game day. And I'm beating a dead horse because I say this week after week after week.
You have to, though.
But, like, at what point do we see that next step? And it took Mike Norvell it was year 3. It was year 3, and it was after a couple of losses in a row. Now, they had played a little bit better, and then those 3 losses, and then they haven't lost since then. I mean, we're talking, 17 games in a row now that they've won. So, like, I get that it takes time, and Florida State didn't look all that great in a lot of those games that they played. So I'm so like I said, Saturday it was fire everybody. I'm done with it. I can't watch this crap anymore. I don't want to watch this anymore. When they ran the field goal unit out there, I don't know that I've been that mad in like a singular situation in a while.
Just don't need to do that.
I was fuming mad.
Don't need to do that.
Like, don't let them go back to the locker room. Tell them to kick rocks. You can't let that happen. Like, that's inexcusable to me. And it's still inexcusable. But learn from it, move on. I think he's going to get us 4 years. I don't think that's changed. I don't. So
I don't
the
think
original
University
question,
of Florida can afford to do that.
they can't. They can't do it. They
Like, if
can't
you're going to
afford
give
it.
him next year, heck, let it ride out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think next year looks like? There's some big decisions that he's got to make. Offensive coordinator, Chris. I'm curious your thoughts on this too. Do you think he hires an offensive coordinator? And do you think the pressure is going to be on for him to start DJ Lagway early because of this?
Slide that back up, and then I'm gonna talk about that. I really think you have had to have this win. I think they did too, Chris. I think so too. And then this game right now, like I think if you go to LSU and you win though, it kind of erases everything. Like it almost
you
hits
go
a
to LSU,
it hits a reset button just like that. That's how finicky this game is. You know what I mean? Like
Winning.
it's you're
Winning solves everything.
one win away from either LSU, Missouri, FSU from hit. All you have to do is win one more,
Tennessee was that game.
and it hits the reset button again, and then you're like, yeah, well, got time again. We're good. Everybody's happy. So you're one win, you're one play, you're one situation away from everybody being a-okay for a little bit. Seats cooling. It's okay.
Richard said if the class stays together and signs, he has to get another year. 100% agree. This recruiting class, I mean, nobody's going to tell you that he's not doing a good job recruiting.
Yeah. No, I mean you can't say that. I think and same thing. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with Austin Armstrong as well, but I think he needs another year too. I think he's
I mean, you can't be there for 3 years and have 3 different defensive coordinators.
No.
You can't do that.
No.
I think he's locked in until Napier's gone. Regardless.
Go back to Luke's original comment. Late, but linebacker play was atrocious. Missing Boone and James will kill us the rest of the year. I'm not going to disagree with that. Linebacker play was pretty bad. I know they went to several different linebackers at one point. Lake City guy Jaden Robinson got they set a start. I don't really know that he started, but he played some significant snaps, and didn't look bad. True freshman. So I mean, Florida's playing a lot of young guys still, and like.
And some of the young guys that got significant playing time last year aren't playing this year.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the safety. What's the kid's name?
Kamari Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not getting much time,
OC,
so that hurts.
special teams coach, and get rid of the O-line coach. You won't play Lagway year one except certain packages like Tebow did. I think I agree with Luke. You have to hire an OC, at least, even if you don't give them play calling duties. Like you have to make a very concerted effort to show the Bull Gators, the fan base, the players that you're willing to do something different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Arthur Smith had a press conference this past, or actually it might have been today, and he basically went on a 5-minute rant about nothing.
Yeah.
And everybody at the end was like, "But that's cool, but you didn't answer anything." And I feel like Napier does that a lot. Like he goes in these little rants to where he's like, blah,
Did you
blah,
just
blah,
compare
blah, blah.
Napier to Arthur Smith?
Sadly, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
This is a
actually.
sad day.
I don't want to talk about it
This
anymore.
is a sad day.
Jake Kennedy, he seems really set in his ways. He really does. That's a problem for me, especially when your ways aren't 100% productive. If your ways are perfect and they're working and whatever, all right, cool. Steve Spurrier was set in his ways.
Yep.
He wasn't changing anything for anybody.
What do we have? 3 games left?
Yeah, well,
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Hypothetically, this is a major hypothetical.
Mhm.
If somehow the Gators were to pull off 2 out of 3 here, do you think the heat falls off of his shoulders to hire an OC? And
that's a
if that does happen, would you want us to win 2 out of 3, or would you rather us lose those games to really keep the pressure on to get an OC?
Oh man, I think it depends on how the offense looks. If they go out and put up 500 yards a game, yeah, of course the pressure goes away.
Now-
Especially against the teams. But with that said, they could put up 500 against LSU. They really could.
Yeah.
They probably could do the same against Missouri.
Do you think it's more of like the eye test, like how the offense is kind of running smoothly?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a chance for some big breakout plays that'll inflate those numbers a little bit.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah.
Sherman
give
wants us to run the
running
ball.
backs and stop passing the dang ball 40 times a game. Brother, I
That's hard for me because
I
it's
agree,
like,
but
Graham Mertz hadn't been bad.
But Graham Mertz has been pretty good. Pearsall's been really good. Eugene Trey Wilson has been really, really, really good.
Really good. Hey kids, it's 9:31. Go to sleep. I love you.
That's awesome. I love that. When you're playing everyone young on defense, that tells you what you need to know about your veteran talent. It's subpar at best. I agree with that. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into this. It's not as easy and cut and dry as maybe we think it is or we want it to be. And I think that's the problem is it's not one answer. And it's not white and black. It's not easy. It's a complicated process. And I'm like Wednesday, I'm good. I can stay calm. I can be positive.
Yeah.
But Saturdays, Bubba, it is freaking hard to be
I
positive
texted Joey on
Saturdays.
Saturday and didn't get a text back until Monday.
Is that true?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was
okay, buddy.
fuming. I was a little
okay.
fuming.
It's okay. All right, gun to your head. Do you think he hires an OC next year? Yes or no?
Maybe not. I don't. I don't think so. No.
I think he does. I feel pretty confident that he does.
I think he promotes and lets the world know that O'Hara is going to have more input in the offense going forward, and he will be involved in the game planning and the game day calls and all that. I think that's what happens.
I feel like that just creates more confusion, not less.
Possibly, but
Like,
also
at that point you have two chefs in the kitchen instead of one, and I think anytime that happens,
Well, I don't- even
obviously
if
he's
he-
going to be involved in the offense for
Right.
sure, right? He's an offensive-minded guy.
well, yeah.
Well, supposedly, this is like if you look up his Wikipedia page, right? I just don't think he has a choice. I don't know that he can survive next year, especially if it goes poorly without an OC. And I think that's the move. It's a defensive move from him, not offensive. From like a political standpoint. You with me?
That's why I think that he goes halfway with it.
Yeah.
That's why I think he goes halfway because he doesn't want to. We both know that. Everybody knows that. He doesn't want to. If he wanted to, whenever they address the situations after games, he'd be like, I mean, it's something we'll talk about in the offseason. Instead, he goes on a 3 to 4 minute roundabout rant of saying he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be enough heat. If we go 0-3 over the next 3, there will be enough heat on him to have to make some sort of move one way or another. And so I think it'll be a baby step. It'll be
Yeah. I like what Luke said. Gators have to be patient. No one wants to win more than the coaches, but Mullen left this program in shambles. Don't disagree with that one bit.
I do 100% agree with that. I mean, he really did. His recruiting was abysmal. He would bring in guys that he knew wouldn't qualify just to make the ratings look or the rankings look better, the recruiting rankings. So, no, he left it in a bad. And not only that, but like the
culture, everything
the
about
culture
the
of the program was so bad.
Yeah.
It was very similar to Willie Taggart, honestly. Like
I think that's why Napier was like the guy that they wanted. I think they saw him as like a good culture fix.
1,000%.
You know, in the same way. What was the guy's name? I loved him. He was a defensive-minded coach.
Will Muschamp?
Muschamp. Yep.
Yeah.
The same type of hire, in my opinion.
Right.
Hopefully, you just get a different result. I like Muschamp. I still like Muschamp. I don't think that he did a great job winning football games,
Right.
but
Struggles as a head coach, maybe,
yes.
but great human being.
Yep. 100%.
Great coach. I think that Napier's in that same realm of coaching right now. Like he's a great person. He does certain things really like this is Florida's best recruiting class since Will Muschamp. Like they're going to do those
Really?
things. Yeah.
That's surprising.
So far. Now anything can change, but
Yeah.
but yeah, Dan was our Willie Taggart. A much better game day coach.
Significantly better game day coach.
Significantly better game day coach. But like as far as the way the programs were left, whew. I mean, and McElwain left it kind of like Jimbo left it. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of similarities to the programs and how they're going about doing things. I always liked Norvell, and I thought that he was a good fit for Florida State. I originally thought that Billy Napier was a good fit for Florida, and I'm starting to waver on that a little bit, but I'm going to give him his time. on Wednesdays.
I don't because
on Wednesdays.
I feel like I feel like they're so close. Like you get a good offensive minded coach there, and like Chris said, whoever he hires isn't going to have full control of the offense. But if you like everything that he does, Monday to Friday, Sunday to Friday, he recruits well. I mean, you're one twist of the knob away, I think, from being really good. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be an easy fix, right? I mean, it's hard to get those guys in, but I feel like they're like a one or two pieces away. It's just tough. Like and the players are coming in. Like
the thing about the OC is, I think he spends all of his time there, and he struggles with the game management side of it. Not like the offensive game management.
Right. He just doesn't have enough time to think about
the game management. I don't think
100%.
I don't think he's versed enough right now and where he is as a coach to be able to handle all of that.
Yeah.
And you look at the best ones in the world right now. Kirby Smart doesn't does he have a huge say in the defense? Yes, but does he call defense on game days? No. Nick Saban hasn't done that in years. Ryan Day, I'm pretty sure he hired an OC to call plays for him on game days. Like,
those are elite coaches,
right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to. Like, sometimes you just got to swallow your pride a little bit and say, okay, let's do a lot of things great instead of just this thing great, but we're struggling in this aspect and this aspect. The video of Steve Spurrier going around whenever he was at South Carolina right now. They beat Vandy, and he fired his special teams coach literally in the middle of the post game presser. He said in the presser, he's like, I told blah blah blah, I'm gonna take that over next week. I'm tired of watching it. I don't want to see it anymore. And that's probably not the right way to do it, but
yeah, I was about to say the same thing that Chris said. He's got a polo army to help with those game day decisions. That's what makes it tough. Like,
but do they actually do it? And that's the problem.
No.
Does anybody stand up to him and be like, "Hey, Bubba, this is terrible. You're doing terrible at clock management. The middle eight is abysmal since you've been here." Has anybody said that to him on staff?
I can't imagine.
Because as a fan, I see it. These guys see it. Maxwell said respectfully, I've never heard Napier speak and say to myself, that dude knows ball.
Dang.
I'm not going to disagree.
All right, last one, and then we'll move on. Shane Pope says, do you think it's more a situation where he's stubborn and doesn't tailor offense to players' strength, or is he not identifying how to best use players in his scheme, or just completely lost in the SEC?
Yes. Yes.
There you have it, folks. There you have
I think
it.
all of those. Hunter said Ryan Day still calls plays. He probably should. He was a pretty good play caller. Go back up. There was a couple of comments up there that I know I didn't get to. I know a lot of people talking about the O-line, having two O-line coaches. Stupid. Get rid of them. One of them at least. Oh, ETN. Somebody said, why doesn't ETN touch the ball pretty much every play? He's not built for that. And I know I get it.
I don't think he is either.
I get it. I get wanting to get him the ball. Like Sherman said, 25 times a game. If he touched the ball 25 times a game, he lasts 2.
Yeah, I think you start seeing diminishing returns if you don't. And
should he get it more than 6? 1,000%.
100%. 100%. But I don't think Montrell Johnson is bad enough where you can't split carries up a little bit.
No.
Montrell Johnson's still a good back.
Right.
He was the lead back last year.
Give me 14 to 17 and then a 10 to 14 split. I'm good.
100%.
I'm A-okay with that. Get ETN involved in the passing game a little bit. I don't want Montrell involved in the passing game. I've seen him throw balls into the dirt too many times. I don't want to see that. My problem is O-line not trending the right way. Yes, I agree with all that. Yeah. Chris said ETN's on kickoff though. He is sadly.
All right.
There's plenty of athletes. Put one of them back there. I agree. Lots of injuries, what makes people question Hogg because his man hasn't lasted. He was at Georgia 1 year and got like that right there, Luke.
Can you read that out loud because you kind of mumbled it?
Okay. Lots of injuries, which makes people question Hawk, the strength and conditioning coach, because where he has been, he hasn't lasted. He was at Georgia 1 year and got let go.
Don't love that.
I'm not a fan, but the right situations, it's like he has rotates them in and out based on snap counts. That's exactly what he does, Jake. 100%. Is Webb any good? I do think Webb's actually decent.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Hewitt said ETN has issues pass blocking. I've noticed that as well.
Yeah.
But again,
That's it.
if he was just getting taken out on third downs of his drives, because they do drives, it doesn't matter the situation. They go
Yeah.
like they have a set rotation that they're going to run in there no matter what.
It's crazy.
So that's a problem for me. I do think Trayon Webb is good though. He runs hard. He's strong. He's a solid back. I like him actually quite a bit.
All right, you ready to move on?
Yeah, let's go. Anything else? Now that we
Miami, Florida State.
35 minutes on Florida.
Miami, Florida State. Is that a night game?
No, 3:30. 3:30
Golly.
kick.
Why?
That way we can watch our Gators get beat in solo format, just one TV
Oh,
on
I love
our
that.
Gators.
I love that.
Yes,
All
me
right,
too.
remind me, who did you pick in that game?
I picked Florida State.
Okay.
I don't trust it. I don't love it at all anymore. Like I said earlier, I think Miami can win the line of scrimmage. They have the ability to do that against Florida State. I think if they win the line of scrimmage, they can compete. I don't think they have enough coaching. I don't think they have enough coaching to beat Florida State. I don't think
Yeah.
their players are as good. I think, I just think Florida State. I just think Florida State's a better football team overall. But if Miami wins in the trenches, 14.5, when you're getting beaten at the line of scrimmage, is a lot. So
Yeah.
I think probably should change that pick to Miami. I'm not going to because I don't like Miami, but probably should change that to Miami. And also, I don't know who is Miami starting at quarterback this week. Is it still going to be Tyler Van Dyke? Because if
saw
so,
that.
he's going to throw 3 balls to the wrong color jersey.
Yep. I think that benefits Florida State if he does.
Yeah, I
Pretty handedly, actually. Chris, throw in some of your comments on what you expect to see. Then we'll kind of react to those.
Yeah,
as we
I
kinda
alluded to
walk
that
through the
earlier,
game.
Chris. FSU skill isn't healthy.
That's tough.
Like,
But
But
to be
they're-
fair, they're so spread out in their skill position players.
right.
They've got quite a bit of depth there.
They also took another injury today
Who got hurt?
at receiver. So now they have 3 receivers that are banged up, and all 3 of them are significant.
Is that Jaheim Bell's music I hear?
No. Oh, about to eat this week?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Yes. I think that Jaheim probably plays in the slot exclusively this week. I don't know that to be so. Nobody has told me that. That is completely my thoughts. Off the cuff.
Conjecture.
Nobody said anything about that. He's a matchup. He's a mismatch.
Yeah,
He's a
and-
matchup nightmare.
He's one of those guys that you kind of expected to see more from this year. And sometimes I really do believe teams hold back, waiting
Especially
for
when
the
they don't.
playoffs. And I think he's one of those guys that can be a difference maker in the playoffs when teams haven't seen how they're going to use him.
Right.
And so I think they may have to use a little bit of that this week to beat Miami.
I think they do that to an extent. I don't know that they necessarily do it a lot, but I think if you can keep somebody like that, like somebody as dynamic as he is, if you can keep him like kind of locked up in the garage until it's like,
Ready to go? Go
yeah,
time.
until we're ready to race this quarter mile, then why not do that? And I agree with you. I think they have done that to an extent. They've also featured him a couple of times to where it's like, hey,
He's had a game or two that he's
like we're going to get him going this
Yeah.
game just to make sure that he's still involved
Yeah.
and still in the
Yeah.
flow and all that. There's more than that. More than 3 receivers. Golly.
That's crazy.
Give me Portier for 500 yards then. Is he beat up? Somebody tell me if Portier's beat up in the chat. Please.
This is
Pretty
what it's come
please.
to. This is a
Please.
bad sign.
What about Hakeem Williams? Y'all love him. Is he beat up?
Hakeem.
That's his name.
I know. It's just sad that this is where we're talking about the FSU team. When are they expected to get healthy? I don't know much about this, to be honest with you.
FSU goes when he is able to run and throw on the run. Yeah, Ricky, FSU must protect number 13 is what he said. Golly. He said, I asked about 7 guys, and he said, yes, he is. I'm assuming that's to all of them, so that's not great.
Boy, oh boy. There is a lot of gloom and doom in the chat, isn't there?
My Lord.
Seems like FSU's going to be calling calling to get players on the field at this point. Good
Waylon,
Lord.
Zach, Chris, does Florida State win the game? Period. At this point, like
This
that's
is
what
about to be.
that's what it feels like right now. I'm so.
There's no way they go that deep, right? There's just no way.
I don't know. Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis has the ability to put a team on his back.
Put the team on his back though,
Yeah, like Greg Jennings.
like Greg
You know what I mean?
Jennings.
Like he has that ability.
Greg Jennings.
So if 13's able to do that and he can put the team on his back, where does that put him in the Heisman standings? In your opinion?
I think this is a great Heisman moment type of game.
That's what I was just about to say.
It's
like
a great Heisman
you
moment
are
type of
beat
game.
up all across the board. You're going to have a stacked box because
Who's leading the Heisman right now?
it's wide open, friend.
I know it was like always Caleb Williams, but the team is so bad that Heisman typically doesn't go to a team like that. Big Scout team.
Waylon did say by 3 wide right earlier, so
He did say that. He did.
um,
Yeah, I do think this could be a big game for him. Hasn't used his legs much this season. Might have to do a little bit of that this week. But I know they're trying to keep him healthy.
right, because you can't lose him, especially in a game
but
like
you
this.
have to win this game.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. It almost reminds me of, like when you're in a playoff situation. You got to win this one.
Chris
You
said
got to
that-
pull out all the stops.
Yeah, Chris said the defense has to show up. I just out of curiosity to the Florida State fans in the chat, is that a thing? Is that going to happen? Can they show up? Are they going to dominate?
Chris says he threw for 360 yards last week without all those guys.
Do that on the big stage against Miami, and I think that catapults him up, at least in the conversation, because nobody's really talking about him right now. Still, like, I don't see national media clamoring over Jordan Travis.
That's the entire story of FSU this year, though. I don't think many people are talking about them at all. It's all about Georgia and Michigan, Ohio State. I feel like Penn State's got more love this year than FSU.
You're not wrong. I'm not going to disagree with that, and I think that's very unfair. The
Yeah.
ACC is down. Like, I agree with. I mean, they're not great. The ACC as a whole is not great, but you still have to win games.
I don't mean this disrespectfully,
Mhm.
but the only difference is Clemson isn't that great this year compared to like the last 4 or 5 years.
It's true.
I don't mean that disrespectfully to the ACC people, but and FSU kind of took that spot. So like, what's the difference between when Florida State wasn't very great?
Yeah.
Neither was Miami, but Clemson was number 1, number 2.
Right.
It's just bizarre to me. It doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
It'll be interesting.
I agree. Hope is in the eyes of the beholder from Wayland. All right, let's move it on. Let's talk about Connor Stallions, Michigan. Let's go into that just a little bit. I want to get some of the sitters' perspective on that. But before we do any of that, yeah, let's go ahead and make sure we talk about my guy Josh McCardle, the greatest barber
Yes, sir.
in the history of mankind.
Talk about a guy that can put the team on his back.
Absolutely, he is the team. So there's that. Nah, man, Josh is great people. I actually obviously text him today, and hopefully he can get me in soon.
Hey, I got confirmation last week.
Yeah.
Remember I texted him live during this ad read last week?
Right.
Chris wasn't very happy with me.
Right.
Well, I got confirmation, Chris. You're now on the books for a haircut. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
There's some comments. We'll come back to these after we're done with this ad read.
Sorry.
Joey's
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Ad read. Josh McCardle, best barber. Beverly that I work with, she texted him last week as well, and got her son on the schedule. So big fan of that.
I love it.
I probably legitimately, you will never be disappointed if you go to Josh to get a haircut. It won't happen. Yeah, atmosphere is phenomenal. He's gonna have popcorn there for you. He'll have a drink in the refrigerator there for you. That's real
I'm
talk.
so pumped.
That's real talk.
I'm
the TV will be
pumped.
on. You may see yourself on TV. Like that's
Big face reveal this week.
yep.
All right, I love it. What's the number they can give Josh a text?
386-247-1430. I'm going to repeat so you can write it down, put it in your phone right quick.
Text him right now.
386-247-1430.
I love it. All right, let's go back to some of these comments really quick. We're going to blitz through these. Chris thinks 14.5 is way too much. I don't think that he's wrong. Clemson beat Notre Dame. He's got a good point. I mean, that helps us. Dude, that helps. I don't think Notre Dame's great either. I think they're the most mid team ever. But it's a win. And you heard Dabo. If Clemson's a stock, you better buy all you can get. Are you buying that stock, Joey?
You remember, Chris?
There's not a longer running gag on this show than Joey's hate for Dabo. There's not one. I don't think.
Christopher, do you remember when we owned all of JCPenney? We owned the entire
Holy
company.
moly.
I wouldn't touch the stock of Clemson, but I owned all of a broke down JCPenney. Every bit of it.
Oh, stop.
The whole
I'm
stock.
going to cry.
And I wouldn't touch this. That's how bad they are.
Oh, my gosh. My man said, anyways. Clemson should have beat Ohio State, or Notre Dame should have beat Ohio State.
Tyler, not Tyson. Anyone else need SGA or they're broke? I don't even know what that means.
All right. What's next on the agenda? Oh, man, you know what we forgot to say?
What?
We have a full show for you tonight, sitters.
Yeah,
That's my bad. Listen, I've got a lot
Well,
more
I tried not
responsibility
to.
this week.
I felt like that was all Chris's thing, and I didn't want to steal his thunder, so I didn't want to do it.
Okay. I appreciate it. For Chris, okay, I got to document this for the actual podcast, so it's not a 400,000 shares of bankrupt JCPenney. That is a true statement. There are filings to show for that statement.
Sometimes you make choices in life.
How did I not get brought into that?
Probably because your brain was fully functioning, but I don't know.
Must have caught me on a good day. All right.
Yeah.
Connor Stallions.
So chat.
I've got to tell you, just real quick,
Yeah.
off the cuff, I feel bad for the guy.
Connor Stallions?
Yes. Listen, there's no way my guy did all this stuff without a lot of people knowing and a lot of resources being spent to make sure that he did them. And now everything's coming out. They're like, all right, see you, buddy. Gets kicked out the door, and now everyone's laughing at the guy. When I can only assume he was probably just doing his job.
100%.
And so, like, to be the scapegoat on that is not a fun situation. So, holy cow. Happy birthday, Natalie.
Hey, happy birthday, Nat.
Fun fact, Natalie is married to Zachary. You know who set Natalie and Zachary up in middle school?
That guy.
It was me. It was me. Years ago.
What a love maker.
Why would you say those words? Why would you say that?
That's not what I meant, but it doesn't matter.
Holy
we would
moly.
just keep that thing rolling. Anyways, Connor Stallions. So the thing with Blake Corum and him like having an LLC together,
Yeah.
is that not
Super illegal.
and really weird?
Why? Okay, why weird? That's like an interesting word to choose there.
I don't know. If if I coached you, right? I was your coach. Isn't he a coach there? Isn't he a coach at Michigan?
Stallions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so confused where you're going with this.
Why would me and you own a business together?
Are you asking me, like, are you trying to get me to say because they were paying him illegally?
No. I'm like,
Recruiting him illegally? Because that's, like, to me, the clear reason why that exists. To funnel money through. Like, to me, that's, like, the only way that could be a thing, right?
right. B2C housing.
I got you, Mr. Marty.
Thank you, Tyler.
I got you. If there's ever anyone I want on my side, it's Marty Martinez.
1,000% yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I it's so, bro.
You don't think that that was used to, like, illegal recruiting or... When was the LLC established? We should have looked at that. To funnel money legally. Thank you, Christopher. That's correct. To funnel
Initial
money
filing
legally.
3/28/22.
Okay, so last year. That's interesting. Like, NIL's
See?
already a thing.
See?
Crap, I said it was weird, didn't I?
You said it was weird now. You didn't say it was weird before.
I know, but that's just super weird. Why do it last year? Like, NIL's a thing. Christopher, what are we missing here? Help us out.
I just don't. I don't. Again, the whole situation is extremely weird to me. And when the 30 for 30 comes out on this, it's going to be fantastic. That's what I'm positive of.
I just hope that Netflix doesn't do it and butcher it.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Wyoming. The company was based out of Wyoming.
That's so. Just so we're clear, Wyoming has really good LLC tax law. I think that's true. I'm almost positive that's the thing. Like if you, or maybe it's South Dakota. This is super random and niche. One of those states has like really good business law. What did he say? Dude, I miss Jameis. Somebody get Jameis a starting quarterback job so we can get more interviews. Okay, so Michelle said just because the business is legal doesn't mean the money isn't dirty. So Michelle, that's what she did for a living. She caught people laundering money.
I thought
so she knows a little bit about this.
Illegal launderer of the money. I was going to be very upset because
Joey.
I haven't seen a single penny of that.
So that's a good point. I don't know, man.
Obviously, these people don't care about like ethics or anything like that.
Anything.
So
anything. And listen, I'm not saying like, oh, poor Connor Stallions. He didn't know what he was doing. The guy knew what he was doing. Like, there's too much stuff.
100% knew what he was doing.
There's too much stuff. But
he just didn't know that he was going to take the fall that he's taken.
And my man has taken the fall.
Big
a
time.
big fall. So
Big time fall.
I don't know. I'm not sure that we can say much more about it. I feel bad for the guy, but I kind of don't at the same time.
Where do you think this goes for Michigan? Like, what happens to them? Anybody? Somebody?
I think Michigan gets hosed. I think Jim Harbaugh goes to the NFL. And I think it happens this year before like the official, like an investigation can be concluded. NFL team hires him. They say, we're going to make Jim do something.
Yeah, he'll be suspended by the NFL for 2 or 3 games. It's
Yeah.
happened before.
Yes. So like, nothing.
So
nothing. Like
right.
if he stays at Michigan, it'll be like a whole season.
Maybe. Here's
my
my hope.
It depends on how much evidence they can get that it went all the way to the top.
Here's my hope. My hope is they get the death penalty. I want them to be like SMU back in the 80s. I want the program to be gone.
Man, that's tough.
Don't care. Don't hire people like Jim Harbaugh.
Who would you rather be the coach at Florida, Jim Harbaugh or Dabo Swinney?
I swear on everything holy I wouldn't be a Gator fan.
If either one of those two?
Doesn't matter.
I don't think you have a good shot at either one of those two becoming Chris said a $10,000 fine. I don't think so. I think it's been too embarrassing for the NCAA, and they're going to have to do something that's pretty
The NCAA
extravagant.
has been embarrassing themselves for 3 years now with the NIL.
Not in this way. Not in this way.
It's been pretty close.
No, not in this way. I don't think it matters. I think he goes to the NFL and he just kind of gets out of this clean and easy.
I knew you would, Hunter. Ohio State fan.
Ah, there we go. There we go. So yeah,
I'm aware that it won't happen, everyone. I agree. It's not going to happen, but it sure would be fun if it did.
Chris, propose something, my friend.
I don't want to make a wager. I lose enough of those already every Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday.
This show is brought to you by Hard Rock Sportsbook.
No, it's not.
From the Seminole Tribe. I'm kidding, it's not.
It's not.
That
Hey,
would be crazy, though.
Did you see the video of Caleb Williams in the stands crying with his mother?
Listen to me when I tell you this.
I'm listening.
So I saw this pre-show. I was watching it with you. You showed it to me.
Uh-huh.
And thank you for the segue. And I thought, I don't know if he's like actually crying or if he's just having like a moment with his mom. And then he starts, and listen, I don't, this is not a joke. I'm not joking about this. He looks like he's like convulsing.
Yeah.
Like his stomach is going in and out. Like he's sobbing. I'm like, oh, my man he's weeping.
Yeah. Can you throw that video up there or no?
I can kind of do it. I
don't want you to kind of do it. If you can do it, do it. If you don't. Jerk.
Don't talk to me like that.
Listen, I need to know what you guys think about. Like, I need to know how the wonderful people of Front Porch Sitting.
I don't know if can y'all see this? I need to like flash back really quick. I have no idea if they can actually see this or not. Hopefully y'all can see this.
I hope they can.
They're just looking at the thing that says notifications.
I don't know. That thing says death, taxes, and Caleb Williams crying after he loses is hilarious to me. But that's
bro. My man is sobbing.
Right.
So
here,
if you can see him crying,
there.
If you can see him crying, let me know.
Right.
I don't know that they could because like I can like see what they saw. There's no way they saw that. I'll download the video. Give me like a half second, everybody. Good lord, it's hard running double duty around here.
Jeez. Anyways, I need to know what the sitters think about this. Like, so last week we kind of destroyed Caleb Williams a little bit for his, wanting to be a part owner of an NFL team, and I can make more money in college than I can in the NFL. And
He actually says they can see it.
of course, my guy Tyler.
Please don't
Gagsby.
tell me that you're about to say, "Do I feel any sympathy for him?"
Do you feel any sympathy for him
Dude,
at all?
not a lick.
Not an ounce.
Kick rocks, brother. Dude,
Like this
that,
much. Not this much.
It doesn't do anything for me. If anything, it makes me like him less.
You don't feel like that shows that he has so much passion for his teammates in the game?
No, it shows me he has passion for himself.
1,000%.
Go be with your teammates. Go be a leader.
1,000%.
Go be a leader, brother. Don't run over to mommy. Like, you want to get paid to be millions of dollars to be a leader of an NFL franchise that's worth $4 to $5 billion, and you want a percent ownership in that, and you can't be a leader in a college football game? No, sir.
Keep going.
No. I'm good.
No, I want you to keep going. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Bro, stop it.
It's crazy. It's
Stop
the
it.
craziest thing I've seen.
I don't have a problem with human beings crying. I don't have a problem with men crying. I don't have a problem with grown
bro.
adults crying
No.
over a sport.
You do
None
you.
of that bothers me.
No.
I don't care. I have no problem with that in any way.
Yep. Have you seen the movie Draft Day?
That was ridiculous.
Have you seen that movie Draft
I
Day?
have.
Kevin Conner. So one of the plot points in the film is there's a guy that's supposed to be quarterback,
Uh-huh.
very similar to Caleb Williams.
Yes.
He's like the surefire number 1 overall pick.
Right.
And he gets
Fun
passed
fact, I've
up.
watched this movie like 6 times on TikTok.
So have I. Michelle, it's one of Michelle's favorite movies. Shout out Michelle. So the quarterback gets passed up in the draft. He gets passed up. And he starts losing his cool. And his agent walks up to him and says, "Hey, man, you can't act like this. These guys want to see that you can how you respond to pressure.
Right.
They want to see what you're made of." Same thing to Caleb Williams. You can learn a lot by a guy with how he loses. My man, I can't imagine a team saw that and was like, "Yes,
Sign me up for that guy with
Yeah.
passion.
no, I'm out." That was not passion.
I'm all the way out. Like, I was already all the way out. I'm done with the guy after I just said they were going to win outright about, I don't know, an hour ago. But, like, if I'm an NFL team, I can't tell you how negative a percent chance that I would draft this guy.
None. Zero.
Ever, at any point. I would rather give me Josh Dobbs right now for the next 15 years over this guy.
Dude, if I have to see Josh Dobbs, if I have to see the stupid article that says Josh Dobbs didn't know the full names of his teammates and he still put the team on his back. It's not that it's not a great story. I've just seen it 1,000 times on Twitter.
Bro, I love Josh Dobbs.
I know you do.
One of my favorite players in all of NFL football.
The hairless wonder.
His head's ginormous. He's like Megamind. The human
Well, we're
manifestation
gonna
of
get canceled.
Megamind.
We're going to cancel. Sitters, what did you guys think? I think it's pretty consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually said, "I don't know if I'm balling after losing a college football game." You lose in the
Natty
natty your
your
senior
senior
year,
year,
baby. Okay, here's a good example of actual like passion and emotion that I was okay with. I don't think you were though.
Probably.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni.
Oh no.
That's where I was going.
No. I don't know.
National anthem, Super Bowl,
Oh yeah.
tears rolling down his face.
Yeah. No. Didn't like it.
What did you like? What were you gonna say?
I thought you were gonna go with Tim Tebow. After the Ole Miss
Oh.
game.
No, I didn't.
I-
I wasn't a huge fan of that.
I wasn't
And I'm- Okay.
Yeah.
You were
No.
okay with Sirianni? He's in the biggest moment of his life. He realizes it. Just gets overwhelmed with emotion. I'm cool with that.
It didn't bother me.
Okay.
No, it did.
You were just ambivalent.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. I just don't. I don't know. That's all. It just didn't bother me. I didn't mind it. It's not like I didn't like it. I have no
Yeah.
feelings for that one way or the other. I can understand that one a little bit more. I can understand that a lot more actually than bawling
Yeah.
your eyes out after
Yeah.
getting beat by whoever they just got beat by.
What was it?
Washington.
Washington, yeah.
Yeah.
Washington.
Weird.
I would love to know his record against teams that are over 500.
From Oklahoma and USC.
For fun, we'll just say USC because I know it's not very good. It can't be.
Well, it's not great at Oklahoma either.
Yeah.
Like they didn't play much, but when they did, he seemed to not show up always. I shouldn't say that.
Dude, he's such a good football player. Did you see
Because
the
there was
play where
times
he
where he did
rolled
show
out
up.
to his left, made a dime throw after leaving? I mean, the dude is so talented, but that is only like literally 50% of what it takes to be an NFL quarterback, in my opinion.
You have to have, especially in the NFL, like any quarterback on planet Earth has to have his guys with him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you have to, whether you like that, whether that's who you are, whether that's not who you are. If you're a quarterback, you have no choice but to be a leader.
That leader. And you know what's funny is, did you read the super long article that came out on ESPN maybe a year and a half ago?
My guy.
That was on. It was about Andrew Luck, why he left. Did you read that?
Was it a super long article on tape?
Okay.
Because if it was, then I had a chance at it. I'm not reading.
It was a
super long
very
article.
in-depth article that was done by an ESPN reporter. I can't remember his name, with Andrew Luck and why he left the game.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it was he had to become a different type of person to be an NFL quarterback. He had to become this above and beyond leader that was kind of, how do I put this? I don't want to say misogynistic, but like a man's man, like a
Right.
leader of leaders type of guy.
Just not necessarily his personality.
Right. Overly vocal, overly confident,
Mm-hmm.
cocky almost to the point. And he made it clear that that's what it takes to be an NFL quarterback. And he didn't want to be that guy anymore. And that's why he left ultimately.
That's very interesting, actually.
You should read this super long article on ESPN.
Until it comes out on tape, I'm not doing it. Yeah, I don't see him fitting in the NFL. Like I said, you have to be a different kind of animal to be a leader and a quarterback in the NFL, and I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't see him being able to fit that mold. I don't see him being able to do it.
All right.
Yep.
I'm showing you something on the screen. Do you want to do this?
Yeah, hey, let's do that.
All right. Hit me up.
Hit me up.
Hit me up with it.
All right. Tebow crying versus him crying. I guess Tebow's speech made it more about a team and passion versus
100%.
Caleb crying to his mom. Oh, 1,000%.
100%.
Absolutely. agree
And
with
it
that.
was in the post-game presser. He was already with his team.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. He'd already left his team.
He'd already been the
Probably
leader of the
said
team.
that basically
I
that
was saying
same
that
thing.
speech was already said to the team
Right.
first.
And then, like, I don't think anything Tebow did was a show. I think that was who he was.
Yeah.
It just came across as a show a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. I don't think it came across as a show.
Oh, it did to 90% of the world. Maybe not the Gator fans, but 90% of the world, it came off as a full show.
Yeah, that's just because they hated us because they ain't us.
I mean, that's probably true too. Like I said, I'm not the hugest of Tim Tebow fans on the planet,
I'm not either.
but I think that
Why don't we really like Tim Tebow that
I'm
much?
not 100% sure because
I don't know either.
I think everything he did was genuine. I really do believe that.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know. Weird. Anyways, not Tim Tebow. Country Club at Lake City.
Things we are actually fans of.
Yeah, people we are actually a lot of big fans of. Country Club at Lake City, best food, greens, best greens in this area by a long ways actually.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Go see them. If you need a membership, call 752-2266. Ask to speak to Dave Mel. He'll hook you up. Tell him Front Porch sent you, and probably nothing's going to happen, but that's okay. He's gonna get you taken care of no matter what. Or go to the restaurant, make sure Johnny's cooking, get some wings. I hear they have the best wraps in Lake City. That's real talk too. I've heard that from a lot of people. I know Jonathan Olsch used to get the club sandwich every time he went there.
Dude, Jonathan Olsch.
It didn't matter what time it was. He would go in, get the club sandwich, and come back out and play golf.
I love that guy.
9 o'clock, doesn't matter. Going in.
There's not many humans I enjoy more than him.
He's the best tweeter on the planet.
Earth. The entire universe.
Maybe no, I was gonna say not even just this planet, every planet. That
He's
dude's
the best.
He's so good. If you don't know Jonathan Olsch, that's fine. Just go find his Twitter and just keep reading for the next 2 hours, and you'll laugh hysterically. All right, let's
Speaking
get.
of laughing hysterically, let's talk about the Bills. I'm kidding. I don't want to get bullied again while I'm on camera.
Tyler, how are we feeling on the Bills right now? Are we good with the Bills?
Golly, man, they are so mid. They're just mid. Like, there's just no way around it. At
Once
this point.
again,
There's just no way around it. I can't.
I can't fathom looking at that roster and not going to get a receiver that's worth a darn on the opposite side of
Stephon.
Stephon Diggs. I can't.
Yeah. It's brutal.
Gabe Davis is so bad at playing the game of football.
Yes.
So bad.
Yeah.
And the worst part is he was bad at UCF. He's been bad since he came into the league. He's even worse now. Somehow he gets worse. He's not good at football.
Here we go. I'm about to get drug in the chat.
He's not good at football.
No.
Gabe Davis, terrible. Tyler Yaxley. I can't wait.
I don't know if he's like.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's
was
mad at
hoping
me
for more.
or with the Bills.
The Bills.
It's got to be the Bills, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But the thing is, here's the thing though. They're going to run off 3 or 4 in a row. They'll be fine. They're not bad.
Here's the thing that doesn't make any sense. Okay, people make a ton of. People want to hate on Josh Allen because he throws interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's a slinger.
That's what he does.
That's what he does. So if you have that type of quarterback,
He also has receivers on his roster, not named Stephon Diggs, that can't freaking separate from anyone.
this is that. Okay, you didn't let me finish my
Sorry,
point.
my bad.
you
My bad.
know.
My bad.
But
My bad.
if you have that type of quarterback, you've got to get him receivers.
Have to.
Have to.
Like, so you look at the Miami Dolphins offense. What did they do? They went and got absolute speed and guys that they know are going to be in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
Like Tua is a anticipatory passer, right? He's gonna. Yeah. I studied before we came here.
Sitters, mark this day down. November 8th, 2023, the year of our Lord. Joey said anticipatory.
That's right. Yeah.
Hold on. Where's the balloons? Where's the balloons? We need balloons in this. Hold on. No,
Oh,
we
that's
don't. We don't want fireworks.
That's fireworks. What is balloons?
I forget what balloons are. Oh, it's the peace sign. Here's the balloons. We don't need the peace sign. Balloons, anticipatory balloons.
Anyways,
Could be the name of the show.
absolutely. So, but like that's what he is. So he needs that type of receiver. Josh Allen is a gunslinger.
Yeah.
He needs somebody that can separate just this much. That's all he needs, and then he's going to throw it there. But if you never get separation, it's an issue. Dalton Kincaid, he says it in the chat. Tyler said it in the chat. Dalton Kincaid is the only player I enjoy watching. He's going to be big for them as the season goes. That's why I think they're going to ultimately be okay. I think they'll make the playoffs. I think they'll go probably pretty deep in the playoffs. They'll probably get
Define pretty deep in the playoffs.
the divisional round.
Okay.
Depends on who they match up against.
Okay.
And it depends on who's hot and who's not at that time and injuries and all that.
Are they gonna? They're gonna have to be in the wild card. So you think they win the wild card?
I don't know that they have to be in the wild card. Aren't they leading the division right now?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Are they really?
Them and the Dolphins are very close. The Dolphins haven't beat anybody over
That's
500
true.
in
That's true.
439
The
days or
the
something like
Dolphins
that.
have been.
They've been incredibly mid against good teams too.
Why don't
so.
we on them?
The
We
Dolphins?
should be dragging them.
Oh,
Right
we're,
now.
we're about to. We're getting to that. Yeah, we're
Just
gonna
wanna make
get
sure.
to that in just a second. Yeah, so they're one game back of the Dolphins. I don't think that's a horrid
Yeah.
thing. Like I think they can still win the division.
Yeah.
Derek Carr has the same record as Josh Allen. Oh my God!
Oof.
Don't say stuff like that. Broncos beating the mid-Filo Bulls.
So does Kenny Pickett. I think. What's Kenny Pickett's record right now?
I don't know. Go back to the comments. Whatever you do now, Josh Allen, Russ stats. Okay. Anyway,
Since week 14 of last year.
super specific.
You can work at ESPN. That's an ESPN stat.
It is. With the sun shining. Temperature below 58 degrees, but above 51.
I think the Steelers have a better record.
5-3? 5-4, I mean?
5-3.
Yeah, I thought I saw that the other day because Mike Tomlin
That is
somehow just
mind-blowing.
wins. I don't know because they're so bad. Matt Canada, speaking of bad. What else?
So let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
People are very high on the Bills right now, or not the Bills, the Bengals right now.
Yeah.
It's like the world's on fire and the Bengals are just on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between the Bengals and the Bills? Because I think they have the same record. Pretty close to it anyway.
The difference?
Yes.
The last three. First of all, last three games.
Uh-huh.
And the biggest difference is so Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs, pretty comparable, right?
T. Higgins,
T. Higgins,
Tyler Boyd,
Tyler Boyd.
Higby? Higby there?
No, Irv Smith.
Irv Smith Jr.
Yeah, but they don't really use the tight end much there, so that's fine. But
They did last week.
you know what else they do?
What?
Joe Mixon plays,
That's true.
and he's not great, but he's better than Trayon Williams, who's behind him. You know who's not better than James Cook? Any of those freaking morons that play running back at freaking Buffalo.
Yeah.
Dude, Latavius Murray
And,
being
like-
on the field is absolutely asinine to me. And they bring him on the field in a first and goal scenario at the 5. He gets hit. He gets to the 4. They give it to him again. He gets hit, and he's still at the 4. And then they
He's
have to
got
throw
to be
the
like
ball.
35 years old at this point.
He's awful.
Yes, Yaks. Hit me with an honest answer. Hit me with an honest answer.
They're so bad. They're not the worst in the league, Bubba. They're not. No,
You
sir.
actually said the coaches are the worst in the league.
Yeah. Nope.
The Falcons.
Atlanta,
You can't beat. Yeah.
Atlanta's-
Atlanta holds that.
They have the
title.
worst coach in the league, and the Tennessee Titans are right there with him. Mike Vrabel is so bad at coaching the game of football.
That's a hot take. People are not going to like that.
I don't care what people like. Watch him coach.
I saw that he's like the
decisions
next
he makes in
Patriots
game.
coach.
I hope he is. They'll be awful forever. He's so bad. He is so miserably bad. He's been bad forever, but they hide it with Derrick Henry.
He had a few years where Tennessee wasn't the worst.
Right, they weren't the worst because they had great players.
They
Jimmy's
did
and
not
Joe's.
have great players, bro. They had Derrick Henry and they had Tannehill.
They had an
Tannehill's
offensive
not
line.
good. Who was name a wide receiver on that Tennessee team that went to the playoffs like what 2-3 years ago? You can't. They were terrible. They had nobody. All they had was Derrick Henry. That's it. They were pretty good defensively.
AJ Brown.
I don't think he was on that. I think that was a year after. I
don't
think
know.
I think it was his rookie year was a year after.
He said
Arthur Smith shouldn't count.
You're right.
I agree, actually.
You're right. He's so bad. All right, let's go through halfway through the NFL year, right?
Yep.
Pretty much like exactly halfway, right? Who's your MVP?
I don't know if I feel like this is going to be controversial, but I
like
don't care.
controversial.
I would pick Tyreek Hill.
Oh man, that sucks. He was my number 2.
Was he really?
Yeah.
His year is just insane.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
He's my number 2.
Who's your number 1? I want it to be the person I'm thinking of so bad. So bad.
Who are you thinking of?
CJ Stroud.
No, he's
He's not far off.
We're gonna go there in just one
I
moment.
know we are.
But no, right now it's Lamar Jackson.
You think so?
I think so. Playing the hottest football in the league. What have you done before me lately? Last 3, they beat Detroit.
Yeah, they've been
handily.
killing
They
people.
beat Seattle handily.
Yeah, but I think those teams have scored like a combined 14 points.
Sure,
So
but it also has a lot to do with Lamar.
heat to heat.
Who's the rookie of the year?
Oh my gosh, it's CJ Stroud. Dude, that game, that drive with 40 seconds left?
43.
Dude, CJ Stroud is him. He is him. Himothy.
CJ Stroud's really good at football.
Dude, so good.
He came into a really good situation with D'Amico Ryans. I think D'Amico Ryan, first of all, D'Amico Ryans has been around NFL
You
football
can't say he
for
came
while.
into a good situation when he was the number 2 overall pick because there was the second worst team in football last year.
Right, they also had the 3rd pick too, so they had the 2nd and the 3rd pick, and they got the best head coach of all the rookie quarterback teams.
I agree.
Maybe Shane
Steichen's pretty
Steichen's
good.
close, but
Hard
I think,
to tell. I think Anthony Richardson would have had a good first year. If he had
I think so too. I think so
made a
too.
glass.
But
We're gonna get there, too.
D'Amico Ryans, like I said, I think that guy is going to be a really really good coach.
That Kyle Shanahan tree is like a real thing.
It's a lot better than the Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're terrible. They're the worst.
The worst.
Yeah, CJ Stroud, incredible. I would not be mad at CJ Stroud for MVP simply because of the
He keeps going.
difference from last year to this year.
If he keeps going,
Oh my goodness. He's got what? 1 interception, 15 tutties?
yes,
I mean, that's stupid for a rookie.
it's insane.
And it's not like he's throwing to anyone fantastic.
I mean,
Nico
Nico
Collins
Collins is
is-
an okay guy.
He's perfectly mid.
Yeah,
He's a good 2.
Tank Dell, sure. Dalton Schultz, I think Dalton Schultz is a really good tight end actually, but
A little bit older, but
they don't have much in the run game to take the pressure off.
None.
Dameon Pierce has been pretty blah.
Which was a surprise to me. to be
Devin
honest with you.
Singletary has been terrible,
He's
but
not good at all.
but
yeah.
I mean he's taking carries from Dameon Pierce, so that's how good Dameon Pierce has been.
Yeah. I'm changing my pick to CJ Stroud for MVP. I'm changing it. I'm changing it.
Is that what you feel like right now, or is that long term? That's what you're projecting.
I think if you don't have CJ Stroud on that team, they have 0 wins. 0. And I think they have 4? 3?
Yeah, they're 4-4.
4-4. They're like hunting for a playoff spot. AFC South's not good.
Other than the Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jaguars are pretty good.
Yeah, Titans bad, Colts bad.
I don't care. I'm sticking with it. CJ Stroud. All right, let's re-rank or redraft the quarterbacks from the 2023 NFL draft.
Let's do it.
You know who's not first?
Yeah, obviously first is C.J. Stroud.
CJ Stroud's first, 100%.
Yeah,
Second to me is really interesting. Who do you think it is?
I think it's Anthony Richardson.
I agree. It's Anthony Richardson. Although, man, it would be really hard to take him with a high pick, knowing how prone he is to get injured. I love the dude.
I do too, but
like my God, I can't stay healthy for more than 8 games.
yeah, it's a struggle.
And
for him.
it's something different every time. I mean, it hasn't been the same thing over and over again. So I don't know. As an Indianapolis Colts fan, I am concernicus.
How do you feel about Will Levis so far? Let's go. Let's keep going. Sorry.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
we'll go.
So who would you pick third?
Will Levis.
I think that's hard for me, but I still think I pick Will Levis.
I
Just because
don't-
Bryce Young looks so.
I don't see
miserable.
a scenario where Bryce Young comes out and makes me feel good about them winning football games.
Who would you rather have?
They're bad. Just so we're clear, they have no talent,
The Panthers.
none.
Yeah.
At the skill position. Adam Thielen is as good as he can be at 33 years old.
Dude, he's been crazy good.
I mean, he's been good because
He's getting
they
lots
don't
of volume.
cover
He's
him.
been fantasy good.
Yeah, they don't cover him.
Yeah.
But he's not making some great play. He gets open for 4 yards and they go give it to him for 5. So he goes 3rd and 4 and he gets 5.
He
Terrace Marshall shown for
Yeah.
many years now he's not very good. DJ Chark is a pretty good aging wide receiver.
What's the difference between those guys and what CJ Stroud has? I mean, I think Nico Collins is better.
Is better than any
Nico
of those
Collins
guys.
is better.
Tank Dell is better than any
But
of
I
those
don't think
guys.
even Nico got that much last week.
I would say Robert Woods and Adam Thielen are
Yeah.
comparable. Like
Yeah.
I think they're similar.
I can get behind that. But man,
Texans offensive line is better.
yes, I would agree.
Texans running backs are better.
I would agree with that. But just the eye test, ooh, buddy.
Yeah, it's a struggle right now, and I know
Man.
Jake doesn't like to hear that, but I
That-
was
that-
not a Bryce Young fan. It's
That looks
really,
like maybe the biggest draft day mistake that we've seen in a while. I mean, they moved up 10 spots and gave the Texans the 3rd pick. They basically gave the Texans C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. to be able to take Bryce Young. Woof. Ouch.
yeah. Well, they gave the Bears.
The Texans are better. The Texans are better.
They gave the Bears. They got the first pick from the Bears.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
and so they gave the Bears DJ Moore and like everything under the sun
That's true. You're right.
to
My bad.
draft him.
Yeah, you're right.
And the Bears used that
Good correction.
to parlay that into Montez Sweat.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have you thought about Will Levis?
I mean, so far he's been pretty solid.
To me, he looks like a very prototypical NFL quarterback. Everyone knew that coming into the draft. That's why he was ranked so high. But he's actually shown it on the field. Like right now, who would you rather have? Will Levis or Kenny Pickett?
Will Levis,
Will Levis or Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy.
He's been pretty bad the last couple games.
Don't care.
Who would you rather have? Will Anderson? Not Will Anderson.
Will Anderson.
Will Levis. Yeah, Will Anderson. Will Levis or Geno Smith?
Forever or for right now? If I'm trying to win today,
Right
I
now.
want Gino.
Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, I still think Will Levis is bottom 8.
Who would you rather have? Will Levis or Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't like Deshaun, but if I'm winning today, now long haul over the next 3, 4, 5 years, I think I'll probably take Will Levis in that scenario. But today, if I'm winning today, I want Deshaun.
Will Levis or Kyler Murray?
Will Levis.
Really?
Mhm.
I think I agree.
I'm not a Kyler Murray fan.
I'm not either. Yeah, I can't get behind him. I
Not a fan.
think he was a good spark 3 years ago. I don't think the guy cares about playing football.
At all.
I know
mean, I
it's
know
like a
pe-
joke,
Right, yep.
but like when people say, I bet he was super mad that he got put back on the active roster 3 days before the new COD launch, I believe that 100%. Like, that's not just a joke. That's like a real thing. Bro,
I know. That's the worst
that
part.
is
I'm
a
laughing
real
because it's true.
situation.
Yeah.
I mean, Brother, go be a professional Call of Duty player.
Can't make the same amount of money.
He's already made his money.
He has made a lot.
He's made a ton.
He's made a lot.
I can't think of any others that I'd rather do with Will Levis.
Bryce Young or Will Levis?
Oh, Will Levis. It's not. It's like that is. It's like there's not many I would like to have Bryce Young at right now, just because of there's so many things going against him, like his size, arm doesn't look that great in the NFL.
Yeah.
He just looks a little like a half step too slow to play in the NFL.
I'm with it. Not much else. I don't think anything in the NFL that you can think of. I don't have anything else in the show notes. Rest of season, who do you like going forward?
Dude, it's really hard to pick anyone besides the Eagles.
Best team in the NFL right now?
I think they just have the best
Oh,
combination.
there was the top 3 power rankings. I said that.
I think they're just the best combination of everything they have going on around them.
I think so too.
I think if you want to win in the NFL, you need a good quarterback, check.
Jalen Hurts, check.
You need 2 good wide receivers.
Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, check.
And you need to control the trenches.
Check. Good
Check,
O-line,
check,
good
check.
D-line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they just do everything good.
I like I said, I had power rankings in here just to talk about something. I think they're number 1 in my opinion. Who's 2 for you?
Dude, 2 is really hard.
That's
I think
where
it's
I'm
the
at.
Niners for me. I think it's the Niners.
Even
I
after
still
losing
believe-
like 3 straight?
Yeah, I still believe.
I think eventually they get back to that, but right now I don't put them there. I'm not 100% sure who I put at that point.
I
though.
don't either.
Maybe Kansas City. Maybe.
Yeah, it's just so hard for me.
They don't look great. They win, but they don't look
like
great doing
you
it
look at that roster, it just doesn't scream like I can contend.
until you look at quarterback, head
Tight
coach,
end.
Travis
I know.
Kelce,
Literally, that's it. Literally, that's it.
and it works.
If you take any one of those pieces away, it doesn't work.
Nope, I agree. Any of the 3 away, and I don't think they can win. But with those 3 there, they're pretty good. So I would say probably them 2.
I don't
And
think the
then 3
Bengals are good enough defensively, offensive line.
Yeah,
I think they have a lot of good pieces. I
I think they'll
that they
contend.
Yeah, I think would I pick them over the Bills right now? Yes,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Well, they just
They just murdered them. So
yeah, they did. And for me, so I think going forward, foreshadowing. I think the MVP of the league is going to be Jared Goff this year. Jared Goff for MVP.
I'm just gonna let this sit here
You can.
for a moment.
You can.
Tread lightly. Sorry, honey. Jared Goff?
Jared Goff.
Poor guy.
Does that mean why?
Because why? Yeah.
Because I don't think they're going to lose very many games. And if they're not going to lose very many games, how are they going to not lose very many games? Jared Goff's going for 315 a game with 2 to 3 tutties.
So crazy he is though. Golly.
If they go 13-4 this year, 12-5 this year. I mean, 3 years ago they were the laughing stock of the league.
You're not wrong. You're making some good points. It was a little hard for me at first, but it's kind of digested. It's settled. I still think you're wrong, but I could at least see it.
I've been wrong a time or 2 before. Whoa, boy.
No, Siri. Leave me alone.
Ravens, KC. I can see that, Shane. I think the Ravens are there too.
Ravens are good.
My thing about the Ravens, though, like they've looked really, really good against teams they never play.
Yeah.
So that, like, thank you, Marty. I appreciate that.
I'm going to read that out loud. On another note, Joey did an excellent job as an announcer at the Tigers versus Vero Beach game.
I may have been a little biased in how I defended our Tigers against the referees,
Maybe
but
a
in my
smidge.
defense, they were abysmal,
Yeah. You told me that was as bad as you've seen.
and it was.
And you've seen some bad ones.
It was bad. It was very, very disheartening.
Yeah.
But anyways, I actually heard this stat on a radio show. I don't remember which radio show it was, but they were talking about how when Lamar plays NFC teams that they don't see hardly ever, like how much better he is against those teams than the teams in the AFC North that he plays all the time. Because they like you can see it on film, but until you experience it, like you can't create the correct angles against that team
Yeah.
because they are so fast. Like not just him, but like
Yeah.
Bateman, Odell right now, the running backs, like the whole team,
Even after losing 4 of them.
they're fast, but then you get Lamar, who's faster than all of those guys.
Yeah.
And so
At the quarterback position.
at the quarterback position,
just
so
wild.
like the reads and everything happens in a play for them so fast that you can see it, but until you're experiencing it, like you're not going to be able to prepare for it. And then once, like this week, they play. I think the Browns. I think the Ravens play the Browns. I think the Browns do a great job of shutting Lamar down. They may even lose the game.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, his numbers I think are a little exaggerated right now, just because he's played the Lions, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, who never see him.
Yeah. It's a good point. It's a good argument, especially someone that's super pro Lamar.
I love Lamar
I know you do. Lamar versus the world.
forever and ever.
All right. That it?
That's it.
All right. That's going to be it for tonight, Sitters. This has been Tyler Rolfe along with Joey Edge. We missed you, Chris. See you next time, Sitters. Oh, I get to do this week.